Welcome to vlog number 9. Today is my birthday. It is June 23rd, and I shipped out some dealer orders this morning, and other than that, I'm not working today. It's my birthday, so I'm doing another tattoo. I have plans for like a full sleeve, but I want to finish this area now so I can kind of heal everything at the same time. And then I'll probably wait until it gets a little cooler outside to do down here, just because I'm so active outdoors, it will be difficult to keep it clean. So while I'm healing right here, it makes sense to go ahead and do this entire area, or at least anything, like the majority of it, and then get it all healed kind of at the same time. So that's what I'm doing today. So I'm getting ready to do the second tattoo, and we are going to be doing the Sleepwalking Raven somewhere, basically just right there. So I tried or am trying numbing cream. I don't know how well it works, but we'll try it anyways. Just in case, it hadn't hurt too bad yet, but really at all. It hurts worse the day after than when I was doing it. But I don't want to start and then get to a point where it's hurting and my hands are shaking or something. So I'm trying the numbing cream. We'll see if it works. I got about 10 minutes left on it. So yeah, for vlog follow along, I'll probably just use my phone like this, because while I'm doing this, I really don't want to worry about a camera and equipment, and the cameras I use shut off after 30 minutes. I just don't want to worry about it. So this will have to do. A lot of people have been asking to see it, so we'll do it. And if the quality's lacking, I apologize. So anyways, I finished, I don't know how much you can see, but I finished that yesterday. So I did teeth, and I filled in that Lorraine cross, and it looks pretty good. It started to swell, so I kind of pulled off and stopped because I didn't want to do something I couldn't undo, so I can always touch it up later. I think anticipating what it's going to do and how it's going to turn out is probably something that you can only really do with experience, and I do not have experience. So it'll need some touch up, I'm sure, but I'm happy with it. It's pretty good and seems to be healing well. I didn't get, so far, I think it can happen with healing, but I didn't have any blowouts or anything like that. So I'm pretty happy with it. But anyways, we'll get to it in a few minutes. And so my notes, basically the toughest thing so far has been understanding the needles, and the needle depth is pretty easy. It's easy not to stick it too deep into your skin unless you're a reckless, crazy person. Pretty easy not to stick it too far. So the challenge is the type of needle. So when I was using that little single needle, it really didn't work. I used a 7 round liner. So a 7 round liner, and for this line work on the teeth, and it worked perfectly. And it's about the same thickness as what I'll need on that Raven. So that was a challenge. Filling in was kind of a challenge in parts. I figured out how to get it nice and filled, that solid black, but getting to the edges was tough because I can't stretch my skin. And I'm not a skinny person, so getting to the edge without being able to stretch the skin was definitely challenging. So I had to go over it several times. So that was a challenge. The work itself is not challenging to me. I mean, it's fun, but it's not like once I figured out kind of keep my needle further out so I can see it just like I would like a pencil tip. It has been pretty straightforward. Like I have a lot of experience using ink, and it's not that different minus like what you're putting it on. So it acts similarly to like a quill or like a fountain pen. Acts very similarly, especially if the skin's not like moving around too much. So yeah, it's honestly a little easier than I expected. I think the difficult thing would be kind of learning like how to do it on like an array of skins. So like I have friends that swell up real bad, like if they get like a mosquito bite, or friends that like get those, I can't think of what they're called, but you know those scars that raise real bad. So people like that, I feel like it would be challenging to kind of work on their skin, and so you would have to kind of have tricks on your hat to tackle those kinds of situations. But if I know my skin pretty well, then it should be no issue. So we'll get to it in a minute. Those are just my immediate thoughts. I'm happy with it. I'm proud of it so far. So yeah, I'll be back with you when it's time to start. Okay, so kind of what I'm learning so far is that getting the stencil on correctly is, well, it got on correctly, but I'm losing detail. So that's fine. Giving me like a rough outline will work, and on the stencil, and I can, because it doesn't have to be exact. I mean, I drew it. So like areas where I would kind of do like hatching or something, kind of just fill in on my skin. So on those areas, I will have to kind of just freehand that, which is perfectly fine. The thing I struggle with a lot is hands. So if the hands and like the general anatomy is fine, then I'm good to go. You may not know that I struggle drawing hands, but I do. A lot of times I will like take a picture of my hand in a certain position so that I can kind of reference it. It's just not something I'm good at. I don't know why. Maybe because like my style is really 2D, and it's hard to draw a 2D hand without it looking like complete shit. So maybe that's it. I don't know. But anyways, it'll look pretty good. I'll have more room up here than I originally thought. And I can see everything pretty well except right there. But it's just like the little tip of the shoe that I can't see, and everything else I have, like I think where I'll be able to reach it pretty easily. And I have my reference page right there too, in case I need it. So yeah, if anybody has any tips, let me know. I'm the kind of person who just kind of jumps in, so you know, I probably didn't read as much as I could have. Okay, so I'm like 90% done and pretty happy with it. I'm having a really hard time hitting that shoe. I don't know if I already mentioned that. I'm about 2 hours in right now. And mostly I'm okay with it. I know that there are going, hold on. I know that there are going to be a few spots to touch up. Excuse my fat belly. There are inevitably going to be a few spots to touch up. I'm not happy with the transition from the like the Raven's hair to the shirt. I'm happy with the shirt overall. I used I can't think of the name, but it's 7 needles, but it's kind of in like a stripe pattern. And I used that kind of to show like a woolly texture. That's what I went for anyways. And it looks good. So I like that. The lines are not like as solid as I originally intended, but once I kind of started working that, I realized that I preferred that. So the hands are okay. One of them needs a little bit of work, and then the shoe, I don't know. I think the way to do that is going to be not to like overwork it and keep on going at it with a smaller needle. I think I need to wait for a larger needle and just kind of hit that outside line a couple of times. Everything else is good. I mean, I've seen better, obviously, but the only lines that aren't crisp are the ones like that I can't pull the fat back on. So I think what I'm gonna do, however, I don't even know what the word would be. However stupid it may be, I feel like if I like duct tape the two sides of my skin and like cinch it as tight as I possibly can, I can stretch it enough to make it work. So I may do that. And I will wait to do that until I get a larger needle, and I'll just go over it in one pass. That's the thing with the smaller needles. Like on my tighter skin down here, I can do one pass and it's fine. But when I'm not getting like a solid line on this fattier tissue, using a smaller needle, it's almost impossible to get it like exactly on top of each other without there being like a little gap, and so it just kind of ends up looking shitty. So yeah, so far so good. And I may not do much more today, so you may not get an update until or get like an up close picture until it's actually done. I think this has been quite a bit of work, so I'm gonna let it heal fully before I touch it up. I assume that's the best way to go about it. So yeah, all good.